this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And today our question comes to us from Nemo. And Nemo has the following question. Nemo tells us that he is frequently told that he is an old soul, a light bearer, a starseed, and similar terms. And yet he finds that he is frequently avoided in the magical community, even by those people who have told him he is an old soul, or a starseed, or a light bearer, etc. And he would like to know why people in the magical community are avoiding him in this way, and if I have any ideas of why it should be so. And I do actually have some things to say to this. The first one is I'm assuming that you bathe regularly, and that you don't behave like an ass. Those two things could cause people to avoid you, but I'm assuming that's probably not the case, because unfortunately the people who don't bathe and behave like asses are usually fairly popular in the metaphysical community. But there are other things that could cause this problem as well. Unfortunately, I don't know anything else about Nemo's circumstances, so my first thought might be that Nemo has only met so many people in the magical community and perhaps just hasn't met the ones who would be welcoming. So I would say meet more people. And the magical community is made up of many little pockets of different kinds of people, so try to meet many different kinds of people in the community, and you may find that you've just been in the wrong corner of it. Another problem that could be causing this is that some of those pockets within the metaphysical community can be very elitist, and they take great joy sometimes in excluding people who don't come up to their high standards. Now, of course, the problem with this is that there are very few people in the metaphysical community who are actually elite by any reasonable standard, and those are not the ones who behave this way. In fact, elitism is not normally considered a desirable behavior among people who are actually elite, because they don't have anything to prove. Therefore, people who are actually conforming to excellent standards aren't going to need to be putting you down to push themselves up, because their record will speak for itself. But nonetheless, you will find this behavior frequently among people who want to be elite, but aren't. And unfortunately, there's a lot of it in the magical community. Those are various reasons you might be encountering this problem, and the answer to those things are to meet more people, because there are lots of really nice people in this community, and if you keep looking for them, you'll find them. If the situation is that you've just been in one corner and only met a certain kind of person, that could be your problem. But there could be others. And one of them could have to do with energy. If you are actually working at a very high level energetically, that might be something that the people you're meeting are having trouble dealing with. And so I would recommend, if you think that might be your problem, working more on grounding and perhaps even on shielding so that the high energy does not put people off. People don't always know what to do. When there's a very high energy around them, sometimes it will cause them to become ungrounded. I think it's relatively unlikely that's the actual problem, but it could be. When people have that kind of very high energy, sometimes it draws people to them, sometimes it pushes them away. It all depends. And it depends on a variety of factors. But if you think that might be the problem, the answer is more grounding, more shielding. These are the main things that I would think could be causing people to avoid you in your corner of the metaphysical community. And again, my answer to how to deal with it is to meet more people. And I would not give up on the community just because so far you have not met people who are accepting of you. And also perhaps work on grounding and shielding, and also perhaps consider your presentation. You might be putting people off through behaviors you're not aware of. So analyze your behaviors and see if there are things that perhaps need adjustment there. Things that you might consider perfectly normal might be unusual to them and might be causing this problem as well. Another thing in the metaphysical community. A lot of the sub-pockets of the metaphysical community love to celebrate rebellious behavior, and others do not. And if you are mismatched in terms of who you're dealing with, and you're behaving rebelliously and they're not, they are going to avoid you. If, on the other hand, they're behaving rebelliously and you're not, they may avoid you then as well. So consider whether you actually fit in with the group that you're dealing with. Consider if you can fine-tune your presentation to be more acceptable to the people you're dealing with, and also, again, try to meet more people. If those things don't help, then I would recommend shadow work on the premise that there is a blockage that is holding you back. And it might have to do with your beliefs and expectations, or even your inner feelings about the communities that you're dealing with. Because it may be that while you consciously want to be involved, subconsciously you might not. And if you actually are working on a high level, that crossed wire will prevent you from being able to fit in until you have resolved it. Do let me know what happens, because I would be interested in hearing. But these would be my thoughts on the matter, and I hope you find them helpful. And until next time, may you blessed be. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from witchschool.com. Are you looking for the best in pagan and magical education? With more than 12,000 pages, witchschool.com is like having your own personal library with individual learning assistants to help you study. And Witch School's Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere education system is available any place on Earth, anywhere you are and anytime you want it, as long as you have an internet connection. Witch School's lifetime memberships are a great value. They really do last a lifetime. They've been there for years and they'll be there for years to come. So get your membership today at witchschool.com.